All right, boys and girls. So today we're using similar figures. It is a continuation of yesterday's lesson. It just gets a little bit more complex today. You're actually using the similar figures. You're not just looking at the properties. Okay. So this is your warm up. You have space on your notes to solve your warm up. The first one says solve for x. So x minus 17 equals 47. So what number minus 17 is going to give you 47? And then you have to solve 9 divided by 2/3. Okay. So go ahead and pause your video so you can solve your warm-up. Once you're done with your warm-up, go ahead and resume the video. So today's SE is the same as yesterday. I can generalize the critical attributes of similarity, including ratios within and between similar shapes. Okay. And then our LO says, I can write to explain how to use ratios to find the missing side length of the similar figure. All right. So these are what are the steps for finding a missing side length? Okay. So you have these on, you have a space, you have this question on your notes, and then you have you have 1, 2, and 3 for you to write them in. So the first step would be identify corresponding sides. Okay. The second step would be set up a proportion. Okay. And then the third step would be solve the proportion. Okay. Solve the proportion. Okay. Um, and remember, to solve the proportion, you're going to cross multiply and divide. Okay. So those are your steps. If you need more time, just pause the video, finish copying them, and then resume when you are ready to go on. Oh, another thing on your notes. Sorry, I almost forgot. You have this part where it asks you what this squiggle line means, and this means is similar to. Okay. You have this. You have to fill in the word similar in your blank. And so make sure you do that. Don't forget. So this little squiggle line, if you see it in a word problem, is telling you that triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. And those are the two triangles you have in the picture. Okay. So now we are going to move on. So let's set it up for what we learned yesterday. So from yesterday, we had two different shapes. Here we have one shape where one is inside the other. So just so you know, okay, you have to make sure that you separate the shapes. Okay, so I'm going to redraw this as two separate shapes. Oof. Let me clear this so I can redo it, because I don't want them to be. So I have one supposed to be smaller than the other one. Hold on. Okay, so now I have one smaller than the other. Okay, so those are my two triangles. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to label them. So my larger one is that's an, let me reset and fix it. A, B, and E. Then my smaller one, I'm going to do C, D, and E again. Okay, I'm thinking, all right, so I'm just overthinking it, guys. So this tells you that this side is 15. This side, we don't know our measurement. That's why we have this line here that tells us the whole side and has a question mark. So since we don't know that side, I'm going to go ahead and put a question mark. Then it tells you that our side DC is 10, okay, and our side CE is 12. Okay, so now going back to yesterday's lesson, I can set up my proportion. And so I'm going to set up my proportion as adjacent lengths. So